Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Round of applause for all the graduates here today. Graduates, you may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Howard High and Delaney High School 2020 graduation. My name is Michael Rosman, and I've designed this Grad Mobile for all the 2020 graduates, including my own daughter who graduated from college last weekend. Despite all that has changed during this time, we cannot let this day pass without you walking across the stage and recognizing your accomplishments. So we have brought the stage to you. This doesn't replace the real thing, we know that. But here in front of your family and those who are filled with pride for you, we wanted you to have this moment. I will now ask everybody to rise so we can begin the commencement exercises. Graduates, we're going to start the commencement exercises with our arms out, and we're going to start with wrist rolls. Do some arm swings, and if you're up for it, some toe touches. That concludes the commencement exercises. You all may be seated. We are fortunate today to have a number of speakers, and I'd now like to bring to the podium our first speaker, Mr. Hunter Hine.
Hello, everybody. Can I begin by congratulating these two right here with a round of applause? So I wrote a speech for you two. So here it goes. From the time we are born to the time we die, we are constantly engaged with a system that encompasses the vast majority of our lives. The system is ancient and varies from person to person depending on where they're born, what they decide to do, and even what attributes they're born with. The system is based in the practices and traditions of those who came before us. It encompasses all the standards and expectations which are imposed on all the people who live within it. It is more or less society itself, the process of going to school, finding a job, and creating a family. It is the basic mold which constructs our lives, and is the idea which guides us through every decision we make. It's a well-beaten path, and at each mile marker lies a celebration. Today, for Alyssa and Ben's graduation, We sit here to celebrate the accomplishments they have made and all the hard work they have put into their education for the past 12 years. This very celebration marks one of, if not the most important, turning point in all of life. Despite these humbling and less than ideal circumstances, we still persevere and come together to make this celebration happen. This is truly a testament to how important this celebration feels to all of us. But what does this ceremony really mean? It's a signifier that no longer will our societal system simply give to the graduating class through education and support, but instead it sets them free to take command of their own destinies. It means a shift into individuality and independence, and with this comes great responsibilities. Unfortunately, this major life turning point for Ben and Alyssa has coincided with one of the greatest societal changes in the last 20 years. For them and the rest of the graduating class, this means that it's time to adapt. COVID-19 has brought with it a great strain on our system of life. Like a wrench thrown in a complicated engine, COVID has ostensibly stopped our lives, stunted progress, and brought the system to a screeching halt. Many stand on the front lines, collecting the pieces, trying to patch it back together. But for others, this time sitting at home has been a time for reflection. We look at this broken machine and ask, how did we get here? What went wrong? Who is to blame? What is going to change? The structure of our lives is shattered and put to the side so we can solve this global pandemic. In this time of reflection, I've begun to understand that this system, which dominates most of our time, is not actually life. We do not live for this system, but for hundreds of years, the system has kept us alive and kept us afloat. Being denied this structure, I've understood that life exists around the system and outside of it. In day-to-day life, as we go to school and work, we often forget about what life really is. Life is what you love, your relationships, and your passions. And while the system makes these possible, it can also detract from life's real meaning. Quarantine has helped me rediscover the people who I love, helped me better understand them, and brought me closer to them. Being completely taken away from the system has left me alone with life itself and forced me to appreciate this beautiful life which we have been given. Given this realization, I implore Alyssa and Ben, as they enter the world, to do their best to help this broken system, but not to be consumed by it. Remember what life is and what work is, and distinguish the two to be separate. Do not fall into a position in the grand machine simply because there was an open spot, but pioneer new pathways, bring life back into the system. In this broken mess is hidden great opportunities. Opportunities to build the system back up with new ideas, your ideas, and this can be your contribution to the world. You will know in your hearts what needs to be done, so seek the truth and pioneer. You may just discover justice for the lost half of your senior year as you enter the world and have the chance to make your impact. Seize the helm, turn the ship, and coast into new horizons. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Hunter, for those words. I'd now like to bring to the podium Principal Drew Manning.
Look, I didn't write anything, and I'm certainly not going to follow that, Hunter. That was fantastic. Thank you. That was really nice. Look, I just want to thank everybody for coming out here and to celebrating with Alyssa and Ben. Most of us can remember graduating. Some of us are still heading that direction. It's definitely a milestone in your life, something that you will remember. And it's a shame that it had to be kind of clouded with this COVID thing. But I think this is special. I think just bringing everybody here together to share in this is nice. So I'm not going to say a whole lot else other than I'm very proud of my daughter for making it. Thank you. And Ben, you've evolved into this great young man, and 2 thumbs up for you, okay? Jen and my dad both want to say something, and anybody else is welcome to come up too if they have anything they want to say. But one of you two.
You stay right here. I can tell by the look on Ben's face, he's wondering, oh no, what is she going to say? Insert maniacal laugh. Sorry, that's an inside joke. Actually, I'm happy to have a few minutes to somewhat formally acknowledge our class of 2020 graduates. Ben and Alyssa, the conclusion of your high school career has certainly been different than what you expected, and definitely not what you had hoped. I think we can all agree the situation you have been handed simply sucks. There isn't anything we can do to change what you have lost, but we can lead by example and show you that when life throws you these annoying little curveballs, you find some way to make the most of it. I always say you can either choose to laugh or to cry, and the crying does happen sometimes, but I always do try to laugh. Okay, and this is the part where I'm supposed to talk about Ben and the part I've been looking forward to. Ben and I kid around a lot. Early on, when life started dealing Ben some challenging cards, it was up to us, Brian and I, to provide him with the tools to cope and power through. His dad built his confidence by committing him to Boy Scouts, flag football, and most recently mixed martial arts, which he should be getting his black belt if they ever get back to classes. So I chose humor, but not just any humor, my stupid, sometimes foul humor. I mean, what is better to take on hurt and disappointment than to laugh at it? So for years, Ben and I have messed around with each other a lot, and boy did he get the hang of the humor thing. Nobody makes me laugh as you, kiddo. So even in times when we feel powerless to help him, like the tremendous disappointment of this graduating year, we've witnessed him power through all of it with his confidence and humor. Ben, we couldn't be more proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself, not just for everything you have accomplished, but because of the crap you had to deal with to get through and do it. I know this year didn't turn out what you wanted it to be, but watching you handle everything with such strength, resilience, and maturity, we have no doubt that you will have success and happiness in your life. Congratulations to you both, and we love you.
Yeah, Hunter, you did it to me too. You covered a good part of it. But what I did want to say was those first 13 years, including kindergarten, was just a stepping stone. And you received a lot of diplomas along the way, but this one that you are receiving out of high school is different. It's setting you free. It's that structured life that you've been going through in school for the last 12 years, 13 years, is going to change because now you're your own boss. You make the decisions on what you're going to do with your life, and from here on out, this is basically turning into adulthood right here. And I know you're going to make good decisions, and we all, of course, wish you the best of luck. Noni put together nice little slideshows of the both of you, and it just reminds us of all the great times that we've had together, whether it's selling seashells on the boardwalk in Ocean City, or going to Dumpsters for ice cream, or playing hide and seek in the basement of our house. And these kids were great. Of course, they were little tiny kids back then, and they could get into the weirdest places, and I was the one that had to find them. So, and then more recently, coming over to our house to decorate our Christmas tree, and while I sit and just watch you, and it's been wonderful. We think of ways of get you over to the house because you keep us young. You really do. We love having you around, and we hope that doesn't end. So, again, congratulations. That's not a novel thing, but good luck to you from here on in. Okay.
So can we have a round of applause once again for all of the speakers today? It is now time for the conferring of the diplomas. So I will ask the graduates to please stand, but wait until your name is called before you come up to the stage.
It's going to be a long way.
So, working in alphabetical order. We're looking for Ada. Looking for, let's see, Alana. Okay. We have Alyssa, Diane Manning. Congratulations. If you can, go ahead and stay here for just a moment. Okay. Bonnie, Cindy, Danielle, Adam, Benjamin Augustus Parnell. Thank you. And if you can stay on that side. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll now have the traditional turning of the tassels. Everybody please count with me on 3. Ready, and 1, 2, 3. And you guys are welcome to toss your hats in the air. Let me get out of the way. I've been hit with too many already. Graduation ceremony. You're welcome to take pictures and have a really nice time for the rest of the day.
Thanks for coming to our graduation.